Hi everybody, I know it's been, well, a very long time since I've actually, shot some videos here. I think it's been like, what, at least a year and a half, almost, so, well, it's been a while, but tonight I've got, what was going to be just two videos. It's going to now be three because I, you know, got to thinking about, well, it's something else while I was writing down what I was going to say for the second video. Well, anyway, there's going to be three videos counting this one, and well, I got something funny in this video, and then something kind of serious in the other two to say. So let's get started. Okay, well, okay. Recently, I think it was like 2 days ago on Saturday, because today is Monday, I went and ate at a local Mediterranean restaurant by myself for dinner and to smoke a hookah. I won't, just for the record, I will never be smoking a hookah again just because it just tasted nasty all of a sudden. And what had happened is the reason why I went in there and ate at the restaurant by myself was because Alex had gotten called into work that night because for some reason his staff couldn't figure it out, and they called one person called off and they couldn't find a replacement for it. But whatever, I was eating by, bottom line is I ended up eating by myself. And just for the record, just so y'all know, I mean, I will go eat in a restaurant by myself, and I am not the kind of woman that's considered a shrinking violet and won't go eat in a restaurant by myself. I mean, I have to say that I have absolutely no problem being alone in public because I can take my laptop or, a book and keep myself entertained for a while by myself while I'm eating. I have absolutely no problem with that at all. And what I do find is funny in relation to me going out and eating in public by myself is that, well, while I was inside this Mediterranean restaurant, a guy came into this restaurant and the guy kept moving around. I think he was trying to get my attention because I was there by myself. Well, the guy came and sat down and said, "Do you mind if I sit here?" I said, "No, I don't care what you do, as long as you don't do something to me." But, he told me, "Oh, I just came in from playing tennis and I'm all hot and sweaty." I just looked at him and I said, "And?" I just let him know I didn't care. And I looked at him and I said, and I'm like, "And?" I was like, I'm like, "And you came in sweaty." I'm like, "Yay." I'm like, "My husband comes home sweaty all the time." It's like I'm used to being around a big sweaty man. I just looked at him and just went right back to whatever I was doing on my computer as quick as I told him, that I didn't care where he'd been or what he'd been doing there, and that I'm married. I'm like, "Dude, back it up. I'm a married lady. I'm not I'm about as interested in him as I was having a rock in my shoe." And when I got to doing whatever it was I was doing on the computer at the time, and when I turned back and looked because he was on my right, the guy was gone, which I thought it was hilarious. I'm like, and I laughed. I mean, really, I have no problem, like I said, and I find myself laughing at this whole situation with that guy, because, I mean, like, depending on where I go, and within reason, if a guy comes over and tries to flirt with me anymore, I have no problem being blunt with him and just telling him, "Look, dude, I'm a married woman. I'm not interested in you." I mean, some guys, and I have to say this, some guys take the hint and leave me the devil alone. There are some that they're like, "I don't give a shit that you're married." And I know there's guys out there like that. If that guy had been like that, like, "I don't care you're married," I'm like, "Dude, you will when my husband beats your tail, because guess what? I'm not interested in you. And I don't care if you can't understand that or not. It's either, I'm going to make you understand it, or, I'm going to, you're going to have to be talking to my husband or something about it, because I'm not interested, I mean, I'm not interested in other guys. What was even funnier is, and I just couldn't resist sharing this. What's funny is later on that same night, when Alex got home from work, uh, I told him, hey, you're not going to believe what happened when I was eating dinner. He said, what? Did some guy come up and flirt with you? And mind you, I had not told him about what had happened, okay? And you know, he knows that I think that kind of shit's funny. You know, I mean, I do, but I mean, it's just like, you know, I mean, I'm not saying, and I'm trying to not encourage people to do that with me. You know, so guys, like, if you meet me in public, in the real world and offline, and you try to flirt with me, you gotta realize I'm gonna be married. I'm married. And I'm gonna be just blunt with you and just tell you, so. Care if you're hot and sweaty. I don't. Let me clue you guys into something. I don't like hot, sweaty men. Okay. I usually march Alex's butt into the bathroom and tell him take a bath. You stink. Okay. He knows that I am like weird about how people smell, and there's nothing more offensive to me than a smelly man. Okay. I mean, it's like I have like over in my blogger page, I've went ape shit talking about like, you know, like I talk about like a video I once had that like I was in an elevator with Alex somewhere away from here, and we got in this elevator after some like really smelly men had been in the elevator, and the two of us were like, oh Jesus. And, you know, they, really, you know, after we got out, we're like, oh. It was like you know, it's like how, like, bad, sweaty, you know, you ain't had a bath in, like, days, and you smell like you ran a marathon, and, or, you know, pooted and everything else with it. It's like, you know, no. You know, but yeah, I digress back to, you know, me telling Alex about it. Oh, he thought that was hysterical, you know, and anyway, it was just so funny. He's like, I don't know how you do this. It's like guys come over and start hitting on you, and I'm like, I don't know. You know, it's like it's because I'm by myself and they think I'm easy pickings or whatever. I'm like, you know, and that like they find out that no, it don't work like that. I mean, this isn't an isolated incident either, which is funny. This, you know, several years ago. I mean, like it was Thanksgiving. I can actually tell you it was right around Thanksgiving in 2002. I was on vacation with my parents. This was before I married Alex. My parents and I were in Orlando. I think we were in Florida. We're either in Orlando or Kissimmee or somewhere down there in Florida. And we're sitting there at the restaurant, or at the hotel eating breakfast, and these two fellas come in and they start talking about, oh yeah, I got this big record deal going on and blah 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 blah. I just looked at them. I mean, and there was, you know, two other girls, single girls besides myself sitting there. I just looked at them because the one was sitting like, you know, like maybe like the next table over from me. I just looked at him. I went back to finishing eating, and I finally sat up, finished eating, sat there and looked at my mom, and I said, you know, I think I'm gonna go write my fiance a letter or a postcard now. I'm like, I forgot to write him a postcard and mail it. Don't you know that guy that was sitting at the table across from me just looked at me and got up and left when he realized, okay, I'm spoken for? You know, we weren't officially engaged, Alex and I, until, oh my god, I'd say like, you know, like, I'd say 2 years later. But, you know, I just was like, yeah, no. Sorry, not happening. But yeah, it cracks me up that it's like, ever since like I started getting involved with my husband, and this is the part that I always have found is funny, is like guys have been hitting on me like crazy. I mean, like literally, you know, like no joke, this really happened. Like I'd say like maybe like 2 to 3 weeks after I started dating my husband, I had another guy ask me out, and I'm like, I looked at him, and I'm like, you have to be kidding me. I mean, and I was friendly with this guy, but I did not like him in that way. I looked at him and how it You know you're a day late and $1 short. And he goes, what do you mean? I told him, I said, just so you know, I said, I'm in a relationship now with a guy, and I said, you're late. And it was so funny. It's like, I got asked out in the parking lot of Walmart of all things. It was that guy. And he was mad. After that, I maybe seen him like twice, and then I never saw him again after that. If he is watching this video, honey, I just want you to know, it wasn't anything against you. I mean, it was literally you were a day late and $1 short, and I'm married to the guy I was dating at the time. But, anyway, I hope he's okay wherever he is. But, anyway, I'm going to pause here, and I've got some, like I said, 2 other videos I want to shoot here, okay? So, hold on. Bye.